Your idea of what is memory have to evolve. Right now, your idea of memory used to be, till recently, is just what you remember. But now, your idea of memory has become more technology-oriented. You use the word memory more with reference to your gadgets than to yourself these days. Your idea of memory has shifted, that things can have memory. 100 years ago, nobody thought things can have memory, isn't it? Only living creatures can have memory. How can a thing have memory? But now things have memory. They have more memory than you, better memory than you. So that's a huge shift in human understanding of memory. Now we're talking about water having memory. Why go in installments, water, fire, earth, this one, that one? Let's go a little further. They're using a very negative term. Actually, they're trying to define yoga, but in the scientific parlance, they're calling it as quantum entanglement. Quantum entanglement means there is one subatomic particle here, there's another one somewhere, 1,000,000 light years away. You can't imagine what that is, but that far away. But these two are connected. They have no explanation why, all right? The word yoga means just this. It is just that we wouldn't call it entanglement, there is a quantum coherence. The universe or creation or cosmos is entirely coherent. This happens across the universe right now. This does not mean, did this sound reach the ends of cosmos? No, not like that. But they are coherent. Nothing here is happening unconnected. If you find coherence, suddenly you have certain mastery over things. In yoga, we call this prajna. Prajna travels faster than light because it doesn't travel, it's just everywhere. Like I'm talking about this being cannot travel, it's everywhere, so it need not travel. You can call it divine, you can call it God, you can call it being, you can call it prajna, or you can call it quantum. But essentially, because it's everywhere, it looks like the same thing is happening everywhere, that means it traveled from here to there to there, no. It's everywhere, so it need not travel. This is what being also means. That there is nowhere to go because everything is here. Everything is here. For one who is willing, everything is here. For one who comes in installments, installments means you have to go from one to another, another to another. That's a nice way of saying it. Generally I say it's a constipation. When life happens in installments, then it's a problem. Because how many installments do you want to break this life into? Because the nature of life is such that if you break it into 1,000,000,000 installments, still it'll not be complete, the picture is not complete. Because it's all here, it's not in 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So, if water has memory, does stone have memory? Of course. Does air have memory? Of course. But that will sound ridiculous because where is the memory in the air? Well, see, all of you today are using phones. It is not wired, it's coming through the air, isn't it? Hello? Memory is traveling through the air, so is there memory in the air? You shouldn't even ask me that question anymore because All of you are using the applications, but that is still rudimentary compared to how the cosmos is. It is not that something is traveling from somewhere to somewhere. There is nowhere to travel because what you call as everywhere and nowhere are not two different things. There is no somewhere, that's all. There is everywhere and there is nowhere. Somewhere is an illusion. But right now, somewhere is the only reality you have. Everywhere and nowhere is an illusion in your experience, isn't it? Hello? Somewhere is reality, I am somewhere. Am I nowhere? Am I everywhere? That is the whole thing. Everywhere and nowhere are the reality. Somewhere is an illusion. See, right now, you are a somebody. Not today, after 100 years, all of you. Me little sooner, but all of you 100 years later, if we bury all of you right here, there is no somebody, there is just the same garden. Hello? Yes or no? There is no your body and my body, there is just a body of earth. So, just the difference is, do you realize that now or will you realize that when it happens? This is not just with the earth, this is with the whole creation. You are either one with it or you are not. This is not an imagination. I go on thinking I am one with the cosmos, you will go nuts. But that's how it is. When it happens experientially, it is tremendous. When it happens psychologically, you will lose it. If psychologically, if you think I'm everywhere, you're a serious problem. Psychologically, physiologically, you're somewhere. But the fundamental reality is this. So, this whole process of segmenting this and saying is, oh, there is memory in water, we accept it. But is there memory in air? Is there memory in fire? Is a keyhole vision of life. If you go on looking at life like this, if you stay here for 1 billion years, still you will know a tiny piece of it. Nothing wrong, but it's most inefficient way to exist. Because we are interested in application, we are not interested in knowing. How can I use it? Need-driven. All scientific research right now is need-driven. How can we use it? What can we do? Can I make a new kind of gun that I can just burn you without wasting a bullet on you? We are experimenting with all that, come on. Hello? Right now, they've come up with bombs which will explode. All the buildings will be intact, only human beings die. Yes, because it's a frequency bomb, it just kills the human beings. Buildings will be safe, I think it's a good thing. See, when you want to conquer another country, people are dead, infrastructure is there, isn't it a good way? We are need-driven, this is the problem. Everything we come to know, we will use it in more and more devious ways. So, when you're need-driven, you must understand, knowingly, unknowingly, you become destructive. What is wrong being need-driven? Nothing wrong if you were one more creature. Nothing wrong if you were a grasshopper, because creatures are need-driven. But once you get to this level of cerebral activity, this level of capability, if you are need-driven, the only place we will go to is destruction. There is simply no other place to go. So, when society or individual human beings are need-driven, they don't realize this in their own time, that they are super destructive. Because need is not a path that will end somewhere, it's an endless path. Being is not like that. The destination is right here. You don't have to go anywhere. The destination is right here. It is not light years away. When there is coherence between a subatomic particle, a brainless subatomic particle has coherence with another one 1,000,000 light years away. With this big brain, you must be able to find coherence, isn't it, with everything in the universe. This is called yoga. Yoga means union. Union means you are in coherence with the whole creation. Nothing to do because you're already fully equipped and here. Just learning to use the equipment without messing yourself up, that's all.
Namaskaram. After many years of this spot, it's the first time I think I'm this late on sending something for you. Well, this big week has been impossibly busy and just got back to III or the Tennessee ashram. Many things have been happening, particularly the Philadelphia program. It looks like most cities don't have halls that are big enough to hold our events because there's a huge upsurge of longing to know and spiritual thirst all over. The engineering programs are overflowing. It's wonderful to see that the young people are taking to this, a non-religious, non-denominational way of approaching the inner well-being is catching up, and a lot of prominent people are also getting very interested and participating in the events. Apart from that, I have not been able to actively follow the news in India, but a few things have been in my attention, and also here, certain situations, political situations I mean. When you look at things that have happened in the last 1.5 years, there are some very disturbing trends happening around the world about how the democratic process could be subverted, democratic process could be used in different ways, and how it is being corrupted, the fundamental democratic process, which is of deep concern because we must understand that democracy as an active process, one of the key elements of democracy is that change of power happens without blood flowing on the street. This is not a small thing. This is a huge development in the very human civilization on this planet, that one person relinquishes power and hands it over to another through a democratic process, that is, not by fighting, not by killing, but by people's will. But disturbing trends in India, this has been happening everywhere, but it's becoming beyond acceptable limits, that democratic process can be subverted. As you know, analytics companies are getting involved to give insights into how it is all just a question of arithmetic. No policy, no ideology, no vision, just a question of handling the demographic arithmetic of a particular region. In this context, I think India is taking a low. I see disturbing videos of making up of fake IDs in large scale. People are distributing money in bananas, taking away the fruit and putting money inside the peel, and this is what criminals, smugglers did to get something across. If political leadership is getting into this kind of business, I know everybody wants to win the election, I understand that. Well, there is a fierce fight, that is also fine. But this is criminalization of democratic process itself. If this becomes widespread, there will be no democracy. We will be bought and sold. It's very important that the people of India, please stand up and make sure that those who indulge in these kind of things should not only not win the election, they must be punished because this is crime. Well, across the world, people are complaining about the democratic systems being subverted. In United States, a whole lot of people are crying foul. In Brexit vote, a lot of people are saying it was unfair the way it was done. It is very, very important that common people retain their faith in the democratic process. If that goes away, we will go back to the days of bloodletting once again. So it's my sincere request to every political party and the citizens, wherever you are, particularly right now in India, that you ensure that you don't become a part of this corrupting of democratic process, because we are giving away the greatest privilege that we have in our hands by doing this. If we allow democratic process to become criminalized, absolutely, we are giving away the greatest privilege that the common people ever had. Please, every one of you, take this as your responsibility, write, express your opinion, and make it clear. If necessary, file complaints, do whatever you have to do. It doesn't matter which party, which leader. If they're indulging in criminalizing democratic process, we must act, because this is the privilege of the common people. Heartfelt request to all of you that democracy is not a spectator sport. We need to participate, not just by voting. If things are being done wrong, it needs to be recorded, it needs to be reported, it needs to go to the right authorities so that action is taken about this. Let's not give up our basic and fundamental and fantastic privilege that we can choose who rules our states or our nations across the world. Let's make this happen. Thank you very much.
Each of these videos is a construction, and whoever reaches the end is helping to sustain this work. If this content resonated with you, leave a comment, share it, subscribe, and of course, give it a like. Also, take a look at the links in the description. There are more paths for you to explore. Thanks a lot, big hug, and see you in the next video.